Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, and today I'm going to take you through the best shots that I've gotten with the Avata 2. Now, this is not going to be a typical review video. I've already done one on that. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. But this video is really like, I went upstate, I shot with this drone for a couple of the sunsets that I was able to catch, and I'm just kind of like going through the footage. So this is kind of like an editing comparison where I'm showing like the in-camera footage, the DVR, and pretty much the shots that I got. So if that's interesting to you, stick around and let's get started. So this is kind of a complicated setup. I've got the camera going here, microphone, and I'm screen recording. So things are a little bizarre on the screen, so please don't mind that. But just to jump in, this is my timeline. I just brought in my DVR footage, which is right here. That's my goggle. This is with the 04 air unit, technically, DJI Avata 2, and I was flying with the remote controller 3. So brought that in, and I've got my actual high-res footage right here, which is super clear and good looking. Let's just start. I also have this on a toggle, so we can kind of jump back and forth between the DVR and the actual camera footage, so you can see like the quality difference of what you would see in the goggles. So if you're not familiar with this system yet, you could take a look and you can see how clear it is. So I'm in the middle of basically nowhere in upstate New York, just trying this thing out. So I just wanted to kind of get a sense of the space in the footage, and I apologize right now because the machine might stutter a little bit, just trying to catch up with all the recording and the playback. It's a little much, but I wanted to see just how far I could take it up and just kind of get a sense of the space. So let's actually jump into a full screen here. I'll show you. This was just in time for sunset. The sky was just getting into that golden hour, the last hour before the sun is gone for the night. And I was just messing around with the cinematic aspect of it. I just wanted to kind of push forward and just see how things looked. And we can actually see, if I switch it back to the DVR here, we could see all the good information, like how high I am and speed and whatnot. Figured I'd come back and we'll do another go at it. So I was kind of like resetting to the front of the property, turning around. You probably can't see it on this because I think it's cutting it off, but I have an H on the screen, so I could actually see where I'm standing in relation to the drone. So if it were to lose connection, it would start moving towards home, which is me. There you go. That's the H that I'm talking about. So right now I'm just hovering and just getting a sense of how it does in the wind. If I had to guess, the wind speed at the time was probably less than 10 miles an hour. It was not significant. You could see the drone is rocking a little bit, just trying to hold the position. And it's doing a fabulous job because you can't tell. And if I were to switch back to the high-res footage itself, you could actually see a comparison between the two. So this is with Rocksteady. The reason why you're seeing a difference between the two, even though it's one camera output, the video in the bottom right corner is unstabilized, and the high-res video is stabilized. So that is why you're not seeing what you're seeing. Also, I was turning on the live stream, the live view option, so I could actually have my friends take a look on my phone while I was flying. So that's part of why I was just hovering here. So anyway, let's jump ahead here. So this was kind of cool. And this is something that I really like about the Avata, was that the entire experience, first of all, I'm on one battery, but I love that the gimbal can actually look straight down. And why that's so fabulous to have, because a lot of the other drones don't have this, like the first Avata, is because you could actually use this for scouting. So like if I'm flying any other drone, like one of my, home built drones, and I get stuck somewhere, having this view is just so important because it allows you to just see where your drone might be, or maybe you're scouting and you're just trying to figure out where something is. Having that ability to just hover there and look straight down is really, really awesome, and that's not something that's very often seen in FPV. So here I am, I'm just fixating on this little structure at the top of a hill next to the house. It's kind of this dilapidated thing that somebody built a long time ago. And I was kind of messing with the camera operating, because on the controller 3 there's a wheel that you can control the camera angle, and you can see that actually right here. Right here is the camera angle, and you can see I'm kind of just playing with it. And honestly, I'm not great at that. I'm just starting to get used to it, but I think it's something that you can get really good at. You can see things jumping around a lot. I think this is because I was just trying to drop my height. But you can see how this can actually become a really important factor if you're looking to use this for cinematic work, because here, let's get rid of that so you can actually see what it looks like. It is nice and smooth, don't worry. I think that that's going to be a real skill and a real game changer with this drone. This drone also has some built-in features, like it has built-in moves, so you can have it do a flip, you could have it do a roll, you could have it do, like, it'll pass by the subject and turn around and look backwards as it's moving backwards. It does all kinds of cool stuff, but if you are to do that and made it with some good camera operating, this thing's gonna be a beast. Just getting a sense of it, trying to get a good shot here. Here's me and my buds. I really like this shot. I think this shot's kind of cool. And I have to say that the video breakup on this system, even with all these trees, now it's line of sight, and I have a pretty decent line of sight to myself, which is, obviously by this house here, but there are definitely some trees blocking the signal, and I didn't notice any impact whatsoever on the video signal. It was crystal clear the entire time. As you can see, everything looked really, really good, and the drone felt as you would want it to feel. Felt connected. And honestly, the quality of the camera I thought was also pretty impressive. Not only because it flies, the Rocksteady actually makes the camera smooth and natural feeling, but the colors and the overall look of this thing, I think is just fantastic. And what I'm gonna do after this section is done is I'll put out a little output of the actual rendered footage, so it'll be nice and smooth, and maybe I'll do a little color correction on it so you guys can see for yourself. But this thing just felt right, and I was very, very, very happy with how it came out. Anyway, I have a write-up on my website on this drone, so if you're interested in learning more about it, please check the links down in the description below. I've got more information down there, and stay tuned. I'm gonna have that output starting right about now.